So Jamal Niaz here with Artem Lobov here in Dublin, just prior to the Bellator Dublin cards about to get underway really. You're about to head over to the arena. Talk me through this card, because this is probably the biggest MMA card in Irish recent history at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great card, and you know, it's great to be able to watch it live. I watched so many fights over my career, over my lifetime, that you kind of get almost bored of watching fights, but you always want to watch the fights where your teammates are fighting, somebody that you feel it, it's a very personal fight too, so it's great to be able to watch it live, and of course I'll be cornering some of the guys as well, so yes, I'm really looking forward to this.
Even when I've just turned up then, in my point of view, I'd imagine that you'd be switched off from the fight game just for a moment this afternoon, but as soon as I get here, you're breaking down fights, you're discussing it. Do you ever switch off from the fight game?
It's hard to, when this is my life now, this is not just something I do, this is my life, it's part of my life, huge part of my life, so of course you always end up, talking about it or thinking about it or doing it or, living it, and that's it, so there's no really escape from it, and I don't want to escape from it, I love it, so. And
you yourself have got a really exciting prospect coming up, fast rising, sort of a renaissance for bare knuckle boxing, really. BKB, the new promotion in America. Talk to me about how that deal came about, and what a fight with Jason Knight. That's going to be an absolute war, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. They've offered me a contract a long time ago in the summer, but I decided to stay with the UFC at that time. But they were always on my mind, and boxing has always been something that I really wanted to try. Look at my fights. I never get knocked out. People kick me in the head, and I still walk through that, no problem. And stand-up has always been my strength. And anybody, even like Michael Johnson, look at this guy. This guy fought Barboza. He's the only guy to beat Ferguson in the UFC, and I made him wrestle. He didn't want to stand with me either. So to me, I'm like, well, I should try myself in boxing, and that's what I'm doing now. And plus, the money was so good, it was impossible to turn down. So.
And obviously, there has been a lot of talk about sort of your breakup from the UFC. Can you just describe to me what that was like, what the feelings are towards them?
No, absolutely. I have nothing but respect and gratitude to the UFC. I've had a great career there. I enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed being part of that company. It is truly a very, very well-oiled machine. The way they run their events and everything. Honestly, it's just incredible. It was very, very good to be part of. You always felt looked after. You always felt good. It was very, very good to be part of it. And a big part of the reason I got such a good contract now is the fact that I was a UFC fighter. So I have nothing but gratitude for them.
John's just having a little cameo in that interview. Just in terms of your contract with the Bare Knuckle promotion, is that an exclusive contract, or does it mean you can go elsewhere?
The guys,
as well?
The Bare Knuckle guys were so good to me as well. They've allowed me to, if I want to, take fights in other promotions, potentially, where MMA or maybe K1, whatever, as long as it doesn't interfere with their schedule. And it's a good move, I feel. Why restrict that? They realize every time I fight, my profile goes up and up and up, every single time, regardless of the result. So because every time I bring it, every time one fight is more exciting than the other, and when people watch this, they want to be entertained. Let's be honest, people don't really watch it for the result, they want to watch it for entertainment value, and when I fight, you don't get much more entertainment than my fights. So as a result, my profile goes up and up and up, and Bare Knuckle realized that as well, so they don't mind me fighting. It's only gonna mean that more views for the next time I go out and fight for Bare Knuckle again.
And we were just talking actually then, the really interesting idea, Bellator have been pumping out these tournaments at the moment, which is something that the UFC hasn't been doing. I feel like they've really capitalised on an exciting market in MMA. The talk at the moment is that they're going to have a featherweight tournament beginning in September. I'd really love to see you in that tournament. Is that a possibility?
Certainly, it's something that I would, for me, I don't pick fights or whatever. I want to fight the hardest fights, always, and I always done that. So, if the deal is right, I would love to be in that tournament. I know, Saul Rogers is in the tournament as well. Me and Saul have shared the ring in the past. Yeah. I've been scheduled to fight, another time on the finale of the Ultimate Fighter. That didn't work out. And even though we're very good friends, I'm sure that neither me or him would mind, sharing the cage again. Because at the end of the day, both his and my family will be fed, so why not?
And Scott Coker did mention that James Gallagher going up could potentially be an option. I know this is like way far down the line, but would that sort of hinder your decision in going into the tournament if you had someone from SBG in there?
I mean, yeah, certainly I probably would want to fight, my own guys, because it's not even a problem of like the actual fight. I have no problem fighting any of them. I give them a few smacks any day of the week with pleasure. You know what I mean? It's always great. But to be in a fight and actually fight them, that means that instead of I've spent my whole life, trying to help these guys, achieve their goals, and now I will be actually trying to take something away from them, and that is something that doesn't sit well with me. So for those reasons, I wouldn't be comfortable, fighting my own guys.
It's been a pleasure speaking to you, Artem. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your evening at Bellator Dublin. Thank you so much.